Hi everyone, hope must be doing well in your studies and you must be happy, safe and secure at your places. So, in our previous class, we have seen, we have read three stanzas out of keeping quiet, and today we'll be going to the fourth stanza. So let's begin. So we'll see today stanza 4. Just wait for a minute. Yes. So as in our previous class, we have seen that the poet here, in keeping quiet, appeals to the people of this world, to the mankind, to the humanity, that nowadays in this modern era everybody is rushing, everybody is running, and as we have noticed today, due to this pandemic the world has come to a knot. Means humans never want to stop for a second. They want to run 24 into 7. We run and we run to achieve more and more. Means we are never satisfied. So here the idea is that keeping quiet, through this poem the poet wants to urge the humanity, appease the humanity to stop for a second. Means they should introspect. If we call it in one line, we can say that they should introspect. They should think about themselves. They should think about the family. They should think about their neighbors. They should think about the people of this world. They should not be selfish, and they should understand that calm and quiet which is missing from the lives of human beings today. So let's move to stanza 4. It says like this: what I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, what I should not do, what I want should not be confused. Up to stanza, this is stanza 5. So up to fourth stanza, if you look at, I'll be reminding you of the first stanza. In first stanza, he appeals the people to stop for 1 second, and he tells the people of this world not to speak in any language. Means he simply asks the people to spare a little time. In second stanza, he says that all the machinery of this world must come to a halt. And again in third stanza, he taking the metaphor of fishermen, he speaks to the mankind. He tells the mankind to stop their work and see to their own situation and circumstances and spare time for themselves. In fourth stanza, he urges all the people not to fight and stay in brotherhood, stay in harmony. In fifth stanza, if we look at, he says, stanza 1, 2, 3, 4, he urges the people, he appeals the people to stop and give time to themselves, to maintain peace and harmony. But he says, what I already said, what I already spoken, it should not be confused. I should not be misunderstood. He says, what I want should not be confused with total inactivity. He says, I'm not appealing to the people of the world. I'm not saying that stop every kind of work and sit inactive. No need to do anything. We should all sit idle. We should stop all our work and activity. He says, no. We have to do all our work. We have to progress. We have to work day and night. We need to be hardworking. But he says that we should spare a little time to introspect. If we sum up the whole poem in a nutshell, in one line, that is, he appeals the humanity to introspect, to spare a little time for themselves and not to fight. He appeals the people to stay in harmony. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. He says, I want no truck with death. Truck with means associate with. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. I don't want to associate this stillness, this silence, this inactivity to death. Death is the ultimate destination and death is the final silence. So he says, up to death, we have to work, we have to survive, we have to run, we have to progress, we have to fix our goals and we have to achieve them as well. This life should not stop. Humanity should not stop. It should go on. Civilization cannot stop. But he says we should spare a little time for ourselves. If we were not so single-minded, about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. He says, if you are not so single-minded, if you are not focused on this thing, on this silence, about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. He says, if we don't listen to the nature's call, if we don't listen to the calling of this nature, that we should speak to ourselves, we should spare time, then we are forced, we are obliged. If we don't want to stop, nature will stop us. Nature will intervene. As we have seen and witnessed, this silence suddenly came upon our lives by this pandemic. So it's a great example. Means nature goes its own way, its own accord. If we don't want to stop ourselves, if we don't want to introspect, if we don't want to think about each other, nature will intervene. He will force us to maintain silence, and the ultimate silence is death, he says. Next, in the sixth stanza, he says, perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead, a letter proves to be alive. Now I will count up to 12, and you keep quiet, and I will go. He sums up all what he already say in the above lines, and he says, as he says in stanza 5, that I should not be confused. I don't tell people to be inactive. I don't people to be idle. I don't people that they should leave all the work and sit idle. No. He says that we should keep working. We should keep moving. but we have to spare a little time for ourselves, and he set an example in front of us, that is of earth. He says that we have to learn from earth. Earth is active all the time, 24 into 7, 24 hours of the day, but it does not seems to be moving. We can't see with our naked eyes it's moving, we can feel it. So he says we should be moving, but at the same time we should be calm and quiet. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead and later proves to be alive. Now I will count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. He says, I'll be counting. He is again counting the number 12. He is again reminding us of the time. The time is very important. We have to use each and every minute, but we have to give a little time. Once again, if we look through all these lines, through this beautiful poem, we can say in one line, we should stay in harmony, we should speak to ourselves, we should love ourselves. That is the message behind this beautiful poem. So this is all for today. In our coming class, we'll be discussing some important points as well as some beauty which has been scattered by the poet in the lines, by the figure of speeches or by the ornaments of languages. Thank you so much. Bye everyone.